Bonjour. Today's lesson is about the verb mettre and making comparisons. Here are some quick objectives, what you can expect to get out of this lesson. So I can say what clothes people put on, I can compare different items of clothing, and I can describe and compare people. Let's start with the verb mettre. It means to put or to put on. So it is mostly an irregular verb. It's actually what we call a two-stem verb because over here in the singular side, je, tu, il, elle, the stem is met, whereas over here, the nous, vous, and il, plural side is mettt, and this is conjugated very much like a regular re verb. So if you can just remember the two different stems, then all you have to do is add on your re verb endings. So over here we have met and then s, because re verbs with je end in s. So je mets, tu mets, il, elle met. These three are all pronounced exactly the same. Note that there's nothing here, there's no s at the end. Re verbs, you don't add anything for the il, l. Okay, and then we have nous mettons, vous mettez, il, elle met. That is the verb mettre, to put or to put on. Now, mettre can be used in a few different ways. We're obviously going to be using it mostly during this unit to talk about putting on clothes, but there are a couple of other ways that it can be used. So we'll start with clothing first. Il met une chemise et une cravate pour aller au travail. He puts on a shirt and a tie to go to work. Okay, let's see how we can use it differently. Les serveurs mettent la table au restaurant. Mettre la table is an expression that how we say it is to set the table. They say to put the table. Okay, so setting the table, mettre la table. On met la télévision pour regarder un film. Okay, so we put on the television, we turn on the television to watch a film. Okay, to turn on, to put on, mettre. Okay, so now we're going to talk about comparing people and things. So there are four important words that you need to remember when making a comparison. You have plus, moins, aussi, and then after each of those you have que. Okay, so this is the construction of it. So in order to compare, let's say this first one, we're comparing le jean and le pantalon. Okay, and we're comparing the cost. Cher means expensive. Okay, so le jean est plus cher que le pantalon. Okay, it is more expensive than the pants. Okay, if we want to say that they are just as expensive, they cost the same amount, you would say le jean est aussi cher que le pantalon. It is just as expensive as the pants. Le jean est moins cher que le pantalon. The jeans are less expensive than the pants. Okay, so more, just as, less. All right. Note here, attention, that you're going to have a liaison with plus and moins. So if the word after plus or moins is an adjective, or excuse me, starts with a vowel, then you're going to hear this C sound. Plus intéressant, moins élégant. Okay. So just a couple more examples here. Les sandales sont moins confortables que les baskets, mais elles sont plus confortables que les chaussures. Note that sandal here is plural, and so our adjective is also plural. Even though it's still pretty far away, confortable is still describing les sandales. So next we're going to get to describing and comparing people, but before we do, I just want to recall some stressed pronouns. You saw these stressed pronouns in first year when we were talking about going to somebody's house. We used the word chez, and then here are the stressed pronouns. So one example was moi, je vais chez moi, I'm going to my house. Il va chez eux, he's going to their house. Okay, so just to recall what that looks like. If you're talking about me, it's moi. You is toi or vous, depending on the context. Him is lui. Her is elle. Us is nous. Them masculine is eux. And them feminine is elle. Okay, so let's see what that's going to look like. Okay, so this is essentially the same construction that we use to describe clothing that we're now going to use to describe people. So we're going to use these stressed pronouns after que when comparing people. So, elle est plus sympa que moi. She is nicer than me. She is more nice. Okay, we don't say more nice. We use the er, nicer, but in French they use more. Elle est aussi sympa que lui. She is just as nice as him. Elle est moins sympa que vous. She is less nice. She is not as nice as you all. Il est aussi intelligent que moi, mais il est plus intelligent que. Notice that because this starts with a vowel, the QU is going to contract with it. So drop that E and add an apostrophe. Il est plus intelligent que. Okay, that's all I have for you. So I'm going to wish you bonne chance. We're going to be practicing those constructions, the verb mettre, as well as comparing people and things.